Yeah, this that entrepreneurial conversation where ideas flip the hustle into elevation. No filters, no cap, just lessons in motion. Pull up, lock in, this entrepreneurial conversation. Yeah.
Welcome. I got a quick question for my entrepreneurs out there who's at the point of their business of having a customer service, right? Is your customer service proactive or reactive, right? Because you got to understand, customer service isn't just about solving problems. It's about creating experience, building loyalty, preventing issues, and also driving long-term business growth. And also for my entrepreneurs out there who's not at that point of their business of having a customer service, you will definitely be able to take advantage of this episode because it's going to help you place your customer service when you get to that point on the offensive side of your business. So guys, this is going to be a great conversation that we're going to have today, but Grand rising to all my investors and stuff out there. Thank y'all for coming through, man, and tuning in to another episode of Entrepreneurial Conversations on this lovely Monday. Thank y'all. And hopefully y'all checked out this past episode of the Sidebar Convo radio show. It was a great show. So if you listen to that show, you definitely know what this episode going to be about. Guys, very much. But before we get started, you know what time it is. If you are watching this playback of the Entrepreneurial Conversation show or pre-recording, whatever you want to call it, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to the Invest Media channel, guys, man. This is a great place for you to be at. This is a hub for entrepreneurs and what have you. And also hit on that notification bell and hit all so you can be notified when anything new drop on this channel. And also invest in hitting that like button, guys. Invest in hitting that like button because it's free to invest in hitting the like button. And also we trying to get into this algorithm, get this great information inside of the algorithm. But other than that, guys, man, and also before I get started on the conversation, make sure you're taking advantage of the community posts because now I'm starting to try to post throughout the week. So definitely jump into the community post and comment on the post, right? Because I would like to see your experience, share your what's going on within your business, any questions, any advice, anything you have to do. This is what this is for, guys. It's the entrepreneurial hub for new entrepreneurs and also aspiring entrepreneurs and also entrepreneurs that's been in the game. If you just want to come and tap in and help and share your experience, any advice you have, any information that you have to even make it even better, the conversation even better. This is what it's for, man. We immerse into the field of entrepreneurship, guys. But other than that, guys, like I said, man, let's jump into the topic for today. And today's topic we're gonna be talking about is the purpose of having your customer service on the offensive side of your business, because it's very important to understand that you want to have a proactive customer service, not a reactive customer service. A reactive customer service is playing on the defensive side. A proactive customer service is playing on the offensive side. So, because you got to understand, most business play customer service on defense. You know, a lot of times they sit back and they only respond when they if something goes wrong, or if a customer have a complaint or a customer have an issue and what have you, right? But if your customer service on the offensive side, which is great, you're going to be able to jump in front of that. You're going to be able to alleviate any problems. Not saying no problem is going to occur, but since you already reaching out to them with a follow-up question after they receive your services or they purchase something from you, since you already reaching out to them within a day or two, any issue that may occur or problem that they have, right, you will be able to solve it quickly. You will be able to apply a solution to it quickly because you was able to play it on the offensive end rather than sit back and wait for them to respond to you and what have you. So that's what's very important. And you got to understand, the businesses that consistently grow, they make customer service part of their offensive side, right? So that's what's very important. And one thing your customer service should do, it should generate revenue, gain you referrals, right? And have retention, right? Not just handle complaints, right? Because when you have a customer service, right, that's on the office end, it's definitely going to help you generate revenue, because it's going to always have recurring customers come back and support you, buy from you, pay for your services and what have you, right? And that's going to help you um gain revenue and also referrals, because you got to understand, when people are immersing within your community, right, if they feel like they are a part of something, and you are taking their feelings into consideration, or you are taking good care of your customers, they want to share that experience with others, especially when others are looking for your type of service, right? Or your type of product, because your product that you are creating is solving problems for people, right? It's helping people. It's something that people want. So definitely, when your recurring customer come back, guess what? They might bring somebody with them, right? Or they might refer a new customer, one or two other people, right, that they know. So that's the beauty of it. When you are setting up your customer service on the office end, you got to understand, right? A lot of you, now I ain't gonna say a lot, but you have some businesses that fail due to poor customer service, right? Because when people feel like the trust is broken and the loyalty is not there no more, they're going to go find another place or another person to shop with that they have their best interest at heart and what have you, right? And retention, you definitely want to retain your customers' information. You want to retain that recurring customer, right? Or that new customer that comes in that was referred to you. You want to have a retention set up on the end, to where you are tracking getting their information and making sure that you are bringing them back to your business and what have you, right? And what I say, and not just your customer service is not there just to handle complaints, right? Because if you are already on top of things and you stand ahead of the game or ahead of the complaints, you're going to be able to solve the problems quicker, right? So the first thing is, offensive customer service creates loyal customers. So what's this look like, right? It's when, you don't wait for customers to reach out. You're reaching out to them with a check in after purchases, making sure what they receive from you is what they expected. Did they like what they received and what have you? Because if something go wrong, because it's going to happen, it's part of business. They might receive a defective product from you, right? They might receive the wrong size. They might receive something that was wrong. The product was great. The quality of it is great. The problem is it's the wrong size, right? So by you reaching out, you able to correct it situation, the problem quicker, right? And you also can hey, here go a discount. It's on us for next time when you come and buy something. We're going to give you a 10% to go towards sorry for the mishap and what have you, or the mix up, right? So it's about taking accountability too, right? So that's what's important, man. Checking in after purchases, making sure that the services that they receive were great. Was they satisfied with it and what have you, right? And also sending thank you messages. You want to thank your customers. You want to thank them for supporting you, because they don't have to support you. They can go elsewhere to spend their money, but they chose you because you are providing something that they need, right? You are solving a problem for them. So it's very important to understand that, guys. And also ask if they need help before problems develop. That's a good thing, because now customers feel like you care, right? You got their best interests at heart, right? And it's like on a subconscious level, right? Because now they feel like, okay, you got their best interests at heart. You checking in on them, you making sure they are right. And when the customer feel like they are taken care of, they're going to love coming back, because they feel like, okay, I'm part of something. I'm part of a community that cares, that listen to me, listen to my concerns and what have you. And that's what's very, very important, guys. And you got to understand, loyal customers are easy to retain than finding new ones. Let me say that again. Loyal customers are easier to retain than finding new ones. That's why you want to make sure you have your back end set up for as retaining the information that you need, the funnel, whatever you want to call it. You want to make sure the information is getting kept within your system, that you can keep them as a returning customer, because customers are hard to find, right? But if you can find a loyal customer base that you have, you want to continue, you want to take care of them, because it's hard, especially when you building trust between you and the customer, right? Because once the trust is broken, it's hard to get a customer back, right? So that's what's very important. So I got a question, guys. When was the last time you contacted a customer just to make sure they were satisfied, right? Very important. So you can leave the answer to that question down in the comment section. Let me know, when was the last time you contacted your customer, how things go, was they satisfied, and what have you, right? So moving on. Customer service is a marketing tool, right? So why is a customer service a marketing tool? For the simple fact, happy customers become free advertising, right? Let me say it again. Happy customers become free advertising. Like I said before, when you have a community set up where people can come and feel like they part of something, they're going to advertise your services for you, right? They're going to market your services for you, right? Word of mouth. If you listen to the previous Friday Sidebar Convo radio show, you would have heard me talking about word of mouth. Word of mouth is everything. And when you have a strong community, they are going to provide the best advertising, the best marketing ever. Not saying it's going to guarantee you customers, but the fact that you have people out there spreading the experience of being within your community, shopping with you, buying your services goes a long way, right? This is what's great about it, right? Like I said, moving on, word of mouth is still one of the strongest form of marketing. Let me say it again. Word of mouth is still one of the strongest forms of marketing. So don't neglect that. Don't mistaken because you have social media, or you can go on social media live and, market your stuff. Word of mouth is not going to go nowhere. Word of mouth is strong, because when you have people are walking billboards of what your product is and a walking testimony of your services, of your business, guess what? That goes a long way. It travels. That's also can travel state to state, because you got to understand, even though you are on social media, you have to get within the algorithm. And sometimes a lot of people may not see what you have, but the word of mouth is going to bring people to your site. It's going to bring people to look at what you have to offer. What is this great product or services that people are talking about? Let me go and look at it, right? Let me go and immerse myself within that community, because people are talking very highly about it and what have you. So you know how it is, man. People want to be part of something that is special, part of something that they feel like they have a voice, that they are being heard and what have you. So that's very important. Next thing is online reviews begin with excellent customer experience, right? And you got to understand, reviews are everything, because at the end of the day, what's the first thing people do when they go, say for instance, they want to go on vacation? First thing they do when they look up hotels or resorts, they go down to the reviews and see what each and every person is saying, right? Or they looking at the pictures that people have provided, because some people are visuals, right? They like to see pictures. We look at, like me, I scroll down, right? And I look at the reviews, right? Anything that I'm doing, if I'm looking for a new restaurant to eat at, if I'm going on vacation, looking for a hotel, look for a resort, what have you, right? I'm looking at the reviews. Or you going to rent a car, we know you got Turo, you got Airbnb and what have you. So you're going to look at reviews. Me, I like to not only look at I like to look at the pictures too. And sometimes people provide videos to give you a great visual of the product, to see how it works, to see what have you, right? Just to give you a great look at the product that you are potentially wanting to buy and what have you, right? Let me say it again. Online reviews begin with excellent customer experience. So experience, you want the customer from the time they on your site, they purchase from you or request your services, to the time that they get the product. You want to make it an experience that they won't forget, and they want to continue to come back. And they also going to tell others so they can experience the same thing and start conversation within each other about the experience they got from buying from you, right? Supporting your brand and what have you, right? So every interaction represents your brand. Let me say it again. Every interaction represents your brand. So that's the thing about it. You don't want to damage your brand from the start, because it's going to be hard for you to come back from it. So you want the how you begin determines on how long you're going to be in business and what have you. So you want to start off strong and stay going strong, right? So make sure when you get to that point of your business where you are now creating a customer service, this is you can come back to this episode and be like, okay, these are the things that I need to do. This is the things I make sure I'm going to do to make sure that my customer service stay number one, 100% strong, what have you, right? So that's very, very important to understand. So the next thing is prevent problems before they happen, right? So how you going to prevent problems, guys, before it happen, right? You're going to explain expectations clearly, right? Definitely want to explain your expectations clearly, right? Educate customers before they ask. So whatever, like the services that you have, you want to educate them on it. What the pros and cons is the benefit of it, what can happen, because everything, just depending on what type of service you have may, if they're not medically right to receive them services, you want to let them know the risk. You want to explain to them early, depending on what you're doing as an entrepreneur and you providing services for people. You want to make sure you educate them before they ask about it, right? Like I said, explain expectations clearly, create frequently asked questions, right? And follow up emails. These is very important because people want to know, people have questions. When you have FAQs on your site, you can give them you can have basic questions that people majority ask, and they're going to ask. You can already have it on your site, and you can build it and add to it as they go. As people come and ask different questions, you can add to it. So the common questions will always be there, and they can look at it and they can see it. Shipping question, return questions, product questions, anything that you think they may have, you can already have it for them. And follow up emails. You definitely want to make sure you following up, sending follow-up emails is very important, guys. And anticipate common questions, which it goes along with the creating FAQs. You want to anticipate the common questions that people majority have as customers, right? And the other thing is prevention costs less than fixing mistakes, because you got to understand, prevention costs is going to cost you less money versus you fixing mistakes, which is going to cost you a lot more. Prevention costs is basically you being proactive, right? You making sure you're training your employees, making sure maintenance on equipment. You're doing things to try to alleviate any defects as possible when it comes to your products. Anything that can go wrong with your services and what have you. You are being on the front end of it, making sure you can alleviate the problem as much as possible, rather than going back fixing mistakes, which is going to cost you more money to do, guys. So the next thing is every employee represents customer service. Let me say it again. Every employee represents customer service, which includes customer service isn't just one department, right? It includes sales, billing, shipping, reception. Everyone shapes the customer experience, right? Let me say that everyone shapes the customer experience, from sales, people that you have going out there selling your services and what have you. You want to make sure they are explaining your services clearly. You letting the customer know the benefits of taking on your services and what have you. So whoever you have selling your is part of your sales team, you want to make sure they are very clear when they selling your product, making sure the people are feeling like it's something that they need, something that is fixing the problem for them. So it's a customer service thing, right? Billing, you want to make sure whoever's part of your billing department, you want to make sure that the billing, when you are giving them a quote, Everything on the quote is explained clearly. They understand clearly what they are being built. Anything that may make them feel like, oh, it's hitting costs or this and that, you want to make sure your billing department is on top of the billing, making sure it's clear, making sure everybody information is up to date, that they are actually getting billed the services that they are requested. So you are on the front end of things, making sure things are done properly. In shipping, you want to make sure when that product is shipped out, it's shipped out carefully. It's handled in a way where you want your product and your things to be handled and what have you. So when you have a shipping department, you want to make sure. That's why it's important that you have processes and systems put to place so it can help your shippers, making sure it's getting to the customers safely, it's getting to the customers undamaged, right? Getting to the customers in a timely manner for the shipping that they pay for and what have you, right? So it goes all hand in hand, right? Not saying, yeah, things may end up in a doorstep damage, because once it gets out of your hands and it goes to whoever you shipping it through, UPS, FedEx, what have you, things can happen in between there. But since you have your your customer service on the offense end, you already reaching out to them. So if anything that may occur, you already would know about it and it will be fixed right away, right? In your reception, you want to make sure that that people who are taking answering the calls, making sure that they are helping the customers in the best way. They are providing solutions to the customers right then and there. You want to make sure everything goes in hand. It's all about making sure your customers are having a great experience with your business, right? Because I'm gonna put it like this. Yes, in reality, just put like in reality, yes, you might still have somebody that may feel a certain type of way. You can't control that. You might have some people that are a-holes. It don't matter how much you try to make the situation right. They still might write a bad review, right? They may still feel like they have a bad experience, even though you made it right multiple times. Not saying multiple times because every time they bought from you was a bad experience, but in that one incident, you made it right multiple times. Whether if you gave them this, then you also follow up giving them something else, a discount or what have you. You tried your best to make it right. Some people still isn't satisfied, right? So, but at the end of the day, your customer service did all what they could do to help that customer, right? So it's all about making sure your customers have a great experience, because one bad experience can turn people away, right? So you definitely don't want that. So understand, one bad interaction can erase 10 great ones. Let me say it again. One bad interaction can erase 10 great ones, right? So moving on. Great customer service build trust. So how does great customer service build trust, guys? People buy from businesses they trust. So from the time you gain a customer, you want to build that trust within them. It's all about building that great relationship, right? Having that customer lifetime value, right? You want to build that trust with your customer, because as you building that trust, you are building a relationship with them, and hopefully it turns into something long term, right? So that's what's very important. And be transparent. Be transparent with your customers, right? Any mistakes that happen, you want to take accountability of it for it, right? You don't want to lie to them. You don't want to try to hide it. You want to be transparent, right? Admit to mistakes quickly, right? Any mistakes you have, you admit to them, right? Don't try to hide them, right? Fix issues without making customers fight for solutions. That's why your customer service is on the offensive end. You are already reaching out to them. You already have a solution for them, right? Even if you like, hey, okay, this problem occurred, give us 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours to make it right. And they will respect that, right? Because you reached out to them, you was transparent, you gave them a timeline, and you let them know right away, right? So that's quick, you transparent, communication clear. So that's what's very important, right? So trust leads to what? Repeated business, because people love shopping with people that they can trust, right? That's people they trust. That's how you build loyalty. People going to be loyal to your business, right? It don't matter if somebody come along, right, and create the same thing that you're doing, the same services, and they might do it at a cheaper price, right? It can be a couple dollars cheaper, right? But at the same time, people going to still come back to you and pay that extra amount of dollars because they already built that rapport with you. They trust you, right? They are loyal to you because you are providing an experience that they not willing to give up or go somewhere else and start over again, right? So that's what's very important, guys, man. So you want to make sure your customer services builds trust. Like I said, once that trust is broken, it's hard to get that back with a customer, right? So you got to understand that, guys. And another thing is offensive customer service increases revenue. Let me say it again. Offensive customer service increases revenue. How does it create revenue, right? Existing customers spend more over time. Let me say it again. Existing customers spend more over time, and they spend more over time for the simple fact is as your business grow and your product grow and what have you, they're going to buy more and more of your product, especially if you have product that you've been having that people love and sell out all the time. Now you added on new product. They're going to buy that. They're going to buy the new product that you brought out. So they're going to spend more money over time because everything that you are putting on your website, any services that you are adding, they're going to want to buy it because they trust it. They know it's going to be of quality and they know they're going to get a great experience out of it. So you got to understand customers going to spend over time with something that they like, right? Repeated customers are more likely to buy premium products and services, right? Like I said, because you built that trust, yeah, they might start off buying just the basic, but once you build that trust with them and they feel like they are getting a good experience and you are providing something that's been missing within their life and what have you, they're going to start buying the more expensive, the premium packages, the premium services and what have you. So that's what's very important, guys. Customer service. See, don't underestimate your customer service as I'm just going to create customer service and this is going to be here for any problems that we have. No, this is your offensive end that's going to help you generate the capital that you need over time for your business, right? So excellent customer service creates opportunities for upscaling and cross-selling naturally. So the opportunities that your customer service can create for you is upscaling. You can upscale your product. You can add on to your product that you have, add on services, right? You can cross sell your products and your services to others, right? Because of a customer service that you do have. See, you got to understand customer service, like I said before, is not just there to not there to service complaints. It's there to help your business grow. It's there to create opportunities for you, right? Cross-selling to another business owner, right? Upscaling, add on to the other services that you do have. So you can upsell it for a whole different price because people are going to be willing to buy it because they know they're going to have buying quality and they trust you. And it's something that is very beneficial to them and they know they're going to get the best experience out of it as possible. So you got to understand that, guys, your customer service definitely can increase your revenue, right? Next thing is listen more than you talk. And this right here is customer feedback, right? Because you got to understand customer feedback is like free business consulting for you, right? Because the feedback is everything. That's why you have people set up on their sites, reviews and what have you, or they email the customer asking for feedback of your about your services, product, and what have you, because this is something that they use for data. This is something that businesses or entrepreneurs you can use to even make your product better, your services better. this is something that you can take in consideration, right? Take all the feedback that you have and look at it. Process elimination. Some you may use, some you don't, and what have you. But customer feedback is everything, because this is what you need to help you. It's consulting, right? Because if you have customers, loyal customers, and they telling you like, hey, I love this idea, but if you can add this can even make it even better, right? So this is something that you definitely want to have, is customer feedback, because this definitely will give you the business consulting that you need to help you grow and what have you. And another thing is complaints reveal weaknesses. And how do they reveal weaknesses? They may different parts of your business that they may have complaints about and what have you, that it can help you make those parts or departments of your business even stronger, right? Now you finding, okay, what's the weaknesses? What's going on within this department that they having complaints about and what have you, right? Is it sales? Is it your shipping and what have you? So now you can reveal the weaknesses in your business that you can help, that now you can pinpoint it and you can go and make the corrections that you need, right? And suggestions reveal what opportunities. People have suggestions, and sometimes people's suggestions may be what you need to help you go take that product to the next level, right? So not saying all suggestions is good suggestions, but it's suggestions that some may have that can help you, right? So definitely just don't throw suggestions to the side, because there's some suggestions that can help take your business to the next level and reveal the opportunities that you can have. Like some people might have a great suggestion. A person might have a great suggestion for your business, but they're just not, they don't want to be an entrepreneur, right? They have a suggestion, but they can tell you, hey, if you can do this to your service, I know a lot of people definitely would recommend your service, or people would demand your service, or this will take your service to the next level and what have you. Whatever the suggestion is can help give you the opportunity that you need, because you got to understand, businesses that listen improve faster than competitors, right? Let me say it again. Businesses that listen improve faster than competitors. So you want to be a business that listen to your customers, to your community. Like I said, you have a community of people that's loyal to you. You can bounce ideas off of them and ask them, hey, what do you want to see next from me? Or here go a couple ideas I have, which one you like the best, right? And you can go from there. So that's what's important, guys. So the next thing is make customers feel appreciated. Let me say it again. Make customers feel appreciated, right? You can do celebrate milestones for customers that's been supporting you for a long time. That's why it's good to keep that retention. You have a good retention of data, things set up where you can retain the information, because you want to celebrate your customers, especially if they've been supporting you for years, right? You want to be able to celebrate them, give them, milestone markers, set up a loyalty card, whatever you want to do, your setup is celebrate that milestone for them, as them being your customer for this X amount of time, right? So remember repeated customers, right? That's very important. You want to remember your repeated customers, because as they continue to buy from you and support you, as you remember them, you can't, by you knowing they've been supporting you for the last 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, you're going to eventually start giving them discounts. You may throw them a little extra in because of the support. Like I shared in this past Sidebar Combo radio show, right? I want to say probably over 15 years, 10 years ago, what have you. I was working this part-time security job, right, on the weekends. So I think it was Saturday or Sunday, I used to go to Panera's, right, and buy a bagel. So bagel, right, and a cream cheese and what have you, right? So as I continue to go every week, and when it's time for me to work my security job, the lady that worked at the cash register, she remembered me. So as I kept coming back, I would buy 2 bagels, and she might throw an extra 2 in there. So I might have 4 bagels, right? Sometimes she may throw 3 extra ones in there, because they are remembering me and they know that I have been supporting them, spending money with them and what have you, and they showing their appreciation of my services, of me supporting their services and what have you, right? So people would do that. People remember you and it goes a long way, right? Trust me. I go to the same places and people remember me, and that's how I build rapport with people, and they will give you free things. I'm not looking for free things. I'm not looking for extra, but because I support them and I've been a recurring customer to them, they're gonna definitely let me know. They're gonna, hey, here you go. You've been supporting us. You know, you've been coming here every day. I recognize you and what have you. So this is what's very important, guys. And you want to personalize the communication, because a first time customer versus a recurring customer, a loyal customer, right? You're not going to have the same conversation, communication like you do with your recurring customer, because for the simple fact they've been supporting. You don't know if this first time customer is going to come back or be a recurring customer, right? So you're going to personalize your communication from a first time customer to the customers that's been loyal. You're not going to treat them the same way. Not saying you're going to treat the first time customer in a disrespectful way or you're going to neglect them or what have you, but this customer already, you build a rapport with them. You have a relationship with them, right? So a relationship of trust, loyalty, and what have you, right? So that goes a long way, guys. And small gesture often create lasting impressions. Like I said, the small gestures that they do for me makes me want to come back. It shows me, okay, they appreciate my services. This is what's up, man. I'm gonna have to continue to support them. So this is what's important, man. The small gestures go a long way when it comes to your customers, right? And the next thing is, when it comes to your customer service, is speed matters, guys. Like I said before, customers expect what? Quick response. And you have customers that expect quick response. They email you about something, they want you to respond in a timely manner. That's why it's important for you to have that transparency with your customers. Like, hey, leave a message, any issue, any problems, any question, leave a message and we respond with you within 24 hours, right? So you giving them this clear, transparent communication, so they know they have 24 hours for you. Within that 24 hours, you can you're going to respond and what have you, right? So customers don't like to be left in limbo, guys. Even if you don't have the answer, immediately acknowledge their message. Like I just said, sometimes it may take you longer to provide a solution depending on what the problem is. So answer their email. Let them know, hey, we will be reaching out to you within 24 to 48 hours with a solution, right? So like I said, depending on what the problem is, you might not be able to answer it immediately, right? So you don't want to set yourself up for something that you may not be able to deliver, because that can definitely put a strain on your relationship with your customer, right? Especially you done built up a great relationship. So you want to make sure you follow up, especially when it comes to new customers. You definitely want to follow up, because this is a customer you're trying to turn into a recurring customer, right? Fast communication builds confidence, guys. So you want to continue to make sure you are building with your customers, right? Each individual customer, you want to have your own relationship with, right? So it's all about making sure you have that fast communication, guys. So the last thing, guys, is customer service creates competitive advantage, right? So you got to understand, guys, product can be copied, prices can be matched, but guess one thing though, that can't be copied, matched, and what have you, is an outstanding customer service is much harder to duplicate. Because one thing about it is everybody is different, right? So if somebody tried to fake like they can do what you can, like fake like they can provide a customer service that you have, they cannot consistently keep that up, because this is who you are. This is how much you care and you passionate about your customers, right? So if a person tried to do that, it's not going to last long because that's not really who they are. This is who you are, right? So outstanding customer service is definitely much harder to duplicate, right? Businesses that win long term often win because of the experience they provide. Let me say it again. Businesses that win long term often win because of the experience they provide. It's all about the experience, guys. You want to make sure your customer service is providing a great experience for your customers. All about experience. Like we say in life, life is all about experience because you're learning through what experience. So you don't want your customers to go through a bad experience with your brand, your business, when it comes to your service or your product, because that's the quickest way for them not to come back and to support you. And they definitely, like I said before, it goes back to word of mouth. Word of mouth is very strong. So if you provide bad experience to one person, depending on who that person is, they can tell other people, right, to not support you and what have you, right? So you do not want to put yourself on the end of things that's going to cause your business to fail, to cause harm to your business, damage to your business, or what have you. So it's all about experience, making sure you have a customer service that's providing great experience for your potential customer, right? So thank you guys, man, for coming through, man. Thank you for this tuning into this conversation. It was a great conversation today. So hopefully you took something from this show. If you are a new entrepreneur and you haven't got to this point in your business, creating your customer service, this is hopefully you can use this. This is something that you can use as not, I want to say a blueprint, but something you can use as a map, as a guide, a guideline, or a guidance, or whatever you want to call it. This is something you can use, right, to help you out when you're building your customer service, so you can see all the things that you can implement, making sure you stand on task, making sure you're doing these things and what have you. And if you already at that point of your business, you have a customer service and you feel like it's not on the defense, it's not on the offensive end, this is a great way to use it as a guideline to help you move your customer service from the defense end to the offensive end and what have you. And if you already have a customer service that's on the offensive end, hopefully this can be something that you can look at. Maybe you can make some tweaks, some changes to even make it even better, take your customer service to the next level. Go ahead and I'll be happy, because this is what it's all about, man. Sharing information and helping each other out, man, along the way on an entrepreneur journey. Guys, thank you.